Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this latest episode of the Corona Diaries, what I'm going to do is discuss how people around me seem to be coping with the new pattern of life, which means that people are, well, essentially staying at home. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. So, ensconced as I am here, much as everyone else is, it's not easy to find out exactly what other people are going to be up to, but you can observe some things. So when you do have to go out, I have noticed some funny behaviour on people who are walking on the streets. Now, first of all, I haven't seen groups of kids or anything like that. There have been reports of people just treating this like an early summer holiday and kids going out and going to other people's homes and so on, which of course is not really helping. You know, to go from one place to another where you're not going to encounter any other people and back again is one thing. But I haven't seen that. Now, of course, I've had limited opportunity, as I say, to see this anyway. There wouldn't be an awful lot of footfall outside my window. It's a close. And I've only had one cause this week to actually venture outside of the close, of course. I'll tell you something I did see. So although what I saw were almost certainly household groups. It was like if kids were there, they were usually with one or more parents, or you saw people walking dogs and things like that. So, you know, it looks like people are sort of following that advice as far as I could tell from that one little jaunt out. Tell you what I found really odd though, is sometimes you would see someone walking one way down a pavement and someone the other. And where I'm walking, by the way, there's a field on both sides. It's not like a built up area. This particular place where you can walk, it's good for walking, has a field on one side and it has a field on the other. And there was no attempt for the social distancing when these two strangers passed each other. You would have expected them to sort of maintain the 2 metre thing and sort of one of them move into the field and the other one nearer the curb. Didn't see any of that. That was a little bit odd. The only person I observed doing anything like that was me when I sort of moved past to let a woman past. That was it. So that's not ideal. Again, it could be an indicator that although people are largely following the measures, they're not necessarily taking it super seriously at the moment. Now, in terms of what people are doing at home to as I say, change that pattern of life, which wouldn't be a big deal for me. I'm going to say at this point, I sort of mentioned in a previous one, for me, if I just suddenly had loads of extra time, not a problem, I'll play some computer games. People, oh, what games are you playing? I'm not really playing any at the moment. I don't have lots of time. If anything, I'm having to spend a lot more time because views are down. So I'm doing more. And of course, with a different topic as well, I'm having to spend a lot more time doing the research side of it. Because when you're doing it on Brexit, you know, you're researching the latest developments. And I've already got the background in my brain of other things that have happened in the past. Whereas with this is very new. And there's different things in different countries to try and take stock of, to try and view what's going on in the UK through the prism of how other countries are dealing with it. An awful lot of reading and research. But if I did, it would be games like World of Warcraft and Elder Scrolls Online and Star Wars The Old Republic. MMOs basically is my game of choice. But yeah, apart from like a couple of hours of a Sunday, I'm snatching the odd little bit and not much else, I have to say. But there are lots of people in this country who aren't really interested in computer games and actually mock people who play computer games. Who's laughing now? But you know, it is a serious issue. I've alluded to this before. Obviously, it can be a serious mental health issue if people find it very stressful to be locked down inside the house. The way people in my neighbourhood seem to be dealing with it at the moment is treating it like a bank holiday. You know, there's been it's been noted that you know, we've just come out of winter. All of a sudden, it started to be a bit sunny. In fact, the weather has what a lot of people would call being good. Not so much me. I don't really like the sun that much, but a lot of people quite like that, and they want to get out. They can't get out. There's the bugger of it. So I've seen people like sat on their front lawns, for example, washing the cars, having barbecues. There seems to be a regular surge in the number of barbecues being held. So people are doing that sort of thing. Now, in a way, that's sort of good and a bit worrying from my point of view, because I look at this and I think, yeah, okay, so people are taking advantage of it. Another thing that I know people are doing as well from the council website There's an awful lot of people visiting the recycling centre. So what I imagine this is, because hardware stores are staying open, again, very bank holiday-like behaviour. What a lot of people are probably doing is going, well, this is a good time to do some home improvements. You know, because when it's bank holiday, particularly May bank holiday, well, I suppose either the May bank holidays, but particularly the second May bank holiday tends to be quite famous in this country, at least. I don't know if it's the same in other countries. Bank holidays in different days in other countries, won't you? It's quite famous for people getting some DIY done. I remember a few years ago, a friend of mine who's unfortunately passed away now, and he invited me round on such a bank holiday. And I went round and we enjoyed some drinks in his conservatory. And I said to him at some point, because he was married. I wasn't married, so I didn't have to do this. I thought, didn't your wife want you to do anything around the house or something? He said, oh yeah, she had this plan to do some stuff in the garden. So I said, well, why aren't you doing it then? He said, oh, this is my holiday. I'm not doing stuff in the garden. I thought, because it's an unwritten rule in the country. That particular bank holiday, that's for domestic chores, whether it's improvements in the house or in the garden. It's just expected, particularly if you're married, that that's what you have to do. And I said to him, you're going to regret this decision. Asked him about a month later and he absolutely did regret it. But yeah, so that's what people are doing at the moment, because I noticed there's a sign with the recycling centre saying there's a massive upsurge in the people using that. And, to make sure you avoid going there if you can, but if you can't avoid going there, observe the same social distancing. Even though I have to say, when I went there myself, because I have been rearranging before this blew up and I had a load of stuff I had to get rid of, we were observing the social distancing there. But I did happen to notice a couple of people that worked there side by side having... Now, I can understand them talking to each other when there's not a lot to be done. But side by side? Can't believe it, can you? But that is how people seem to be coping with it at the moment. They're doing the sorts of things you might do on a bank holiday. The problem is that this is going to last for some months in some form. Now, I imagine when it comes time to people being able to get back to work, it'll be phased. I was saying to my girlfriend is an analyst, so she does a job that can be done entirely at home. So although many of her colleagues are being furloughed because there's nothing for them to be able to do at home, she's not. She's going to get to carry on working. Now, she's actually quite pleased about that, apparently. But I said to her, I think she's the sort of person who would be the last to go back. They'd phase it back. So the people who, the businesses who had to close down for this would open up, and the people who need to go and work there first. The people who can work at home without any problems whatsoever. Yes, they're not getting the social contact, but they can actually physically do their job from home. No issues at all. Will surely be the last to return to work, because the guidance, it won't just be guidance as it is now and then all of a sudden all of it's removed. It'll be tightened or relaxed as necessary, I'm sure. And when it starts to relax, it'll be relaxed in bits. So I can well imagine the people who can do their work from home doing that. And some people may even make an argument, maybe some people who would like to work at home and may be able to make a much stronger case to their employer that, well, it seemed to work fine over the last few months. Maybe we should make this a permanent arrangement. Or maybe you go in once a week for physical meetings, even though Skype's a thing now, but once a week, maybe just to show your face so that your colleagues actually know who you are. And the rest of the time at home, why not do that? Ease congestion on the road, save some petrol, and it's not actually doing any harm to the business. So that would seem sensible to me. So I think there's going to be a bit of a discussion in a lot of businesses after this is over for that. But yeah, what worries me at the moment with the bank holiday type attitude, I keep drifting away from that and back onto it, is what people are going to do when they get a bit bored of it. It's a bit like summer holidays, isn't it? If you've got a varied and full schedule of things to do on a school holiday, a 6-week summer holiday, you're all right with it. But kids who are just basically going to be stuck in the house, which is what this is, soon going to get bored of it. Maybe not the kids because they've got Xboxes, but maybe the parents who are used to sort of going out and about and socialising and going to the pub or whatever it is you do. That's going to get very boring very quickly. And there's only so many barbecues and shelves you can do before you start to think, I want to do something else now. So what happens in the next phase after that, we will have to wait and see. But that's what seems to be going on in my neighbourhood anyway. Let me know what's going on in yours. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button. If you'd like to support the channel further, then please click the Patreon link for details. And until next time, I'll see you later.